Coming up in this episode.
Look at this. This is what buttermilk biscuits and free ice cream looks like. CNN is on a rampage once again, and they're trying to, I don't know. I feel like they're just grasping at straws at this point. It's like anything to try to save Kamala Harris. It is officially garbage time, folks.
I don't think he remembers what he already tried and had got off of and then was like, oh, yeah, we'll get back to this one. I mean, look, logically speaking, there's not many places where you become more popular by being black. Like, the argument that she's not black almost feels like it's counterproductive to the aims of what it is that he's going for. But they've decided that this is the way they're going about this. Substantive issues are not going to get anywhere for them. They have figured this out. This is about vibes.
Hold on, guys. Bomani Jones. Bomani Jones, I used to think this guy, I remember thinking this guy was a straight shooting type brother. Brother, you really gonna sit here with a straight face and you're gonna pretend that there isn't a currency that black people carry in elections in the Democratic Party? Is that what you're doing, Bomani? You're sitting here saying you're gonna really try to run that in route, brother? Well, you're gonna pretend that there is not a currency come election time. Because there wasn't a currency when she was running in California. You really want us to think there is not a currency and cozying up to black people come election time when, in order to be a viable Democratic candidate, you need to pull a certain amount of the black vote, like 85% of that, to get you through the door? You mean to tell me you don't think there's a currency in blackness? Are you going to play being black ain't important nowhere else? Is that a good thing? What? And we got people, who are the people at this table that are buying this nonsense? Brother, one of the sad things, guys, and this is sincere, guys, one of the worst things, right, about election season, because people that you may have formerly liked or admired, they're going to disappoint you. Yeah, it's fall in line time for all of the, even from the Negroes that you thought were free. Yeah, even from the blacks that you thought were free, and even from the Latinos you thought didn't have a reason to try to jump in. It's going to be white guys too and white women too. It's going to be all types of people going to all of a sudden lose their backbone. Yeah, all year. For 2 years, 3 years, whatever. There'll be one way. Then election time will come, and it'll be time for them to be, gotta fall in line, and that's what they'll do. So the worst things about election times. This guy sitting up here pretending that Kamala Harris doesn't benefit from being black in this instance, in this time period. You mean to tell me with all these assholes running online, chastising black men for not voting for her, then you're going to say, you can only go out here on this, but not policy? What? Democrats don't run on policy. They run on identity, doofus. This is shameful, man. I'm getting my phone ready, man. I don't want to have to call the people. Keep this up. Keep up this shucking and jiving. I'm calling the people on you, Bomani. Real talk.
They think this vibe works. I would think by now they had somebody tell them this one doesn't play. Because when they tried it early, that was the universal thing. It's like, this one isn't playing. I just think he forgot.
Anybody, the fact that you have politics hack shaking her head in agreement, that concerns me. Like, you should have known it was time to pull up. Because anytime she agrees with you, that means it's garbage. Yeah, that's what that means. And if you're 50, it's time to stop calling yourself a girl. Just thought I'd slide that in there.
Yeah, I think he doesn't care. I mean, it's like the Haitian immigrants. He just says it because that's what he wants to say. But Trump, again, we keep talking about this because he keeps bringing it up. He is struggling with the Kamala Harris of it all. He actually joked tonight at the Al Smith dinner that now he likes Joe Biden. And he says that because this is what he said on Truth Social. Kamala should be investigated and forced off the campaign, and Joe Biden allowed to take back his rightful place. He got 14 million primary votes. She got none.
That's a good dig, and that's something that a lot of people have been saying. And looking at the numbers, it's like maybe he should. But that's beside the point. He was at the Al Smith dinner. She wasn't. Maybe it doesn't matter that hundreds of thousands of Americans are Catholics, Roman Catholics, and in swing states, and she blew it off. If she loses, just remember that she did that, Abby. But why do you care what jokes he said at the Al Smith dinner? I don't get it. Why is that a big deal?
That's funny. I mean,
What did you say?
That's funny.
I mean,
that is funny.
It is
That's
funny. I mean, look, when
Maybe it's a
President
joke.
Biden
Maybe
was in the
it's
race,
real.
I mean, I think everyone, for the most part, sort of believed that Trump was likely going to win. The reality is Kamala Harris is a formidable candidate. I mean, you have to bring the A game. She's younger. She's excited the Democratic base. She's raised a lot of money.
She ain't formidable and she ain't raised a lot of money. Them Democrats are going to throw that money at anybody except Joe Biden because they thought Joe Biden could die at any minute. She is not a formidable candidate, but what she is a different candidate. Now that the numbers are going south, you still sticking with that one? I think we should sharpen the pencil on how formidable she is.
So I certainly get the frustration. But look, there's a host of issues where Donald Trump leads on, Abby. We've talked about it for months now. It's the economy and immigration. My advice to him would be to stick to those things if you want to maintain your lead going into November.
But you know better. You know he's not going to. You know. I don't know, Brian.
who he is.
I don't know. You know who he is. You know what I think, guys?
How did this guy get a job back? Support independent media, folks, because if Brian Stelter could come back from the dead, I should be able to buy a car that runs.
I think we laugh so we don't cry. In that same post that you just quoted, Abby, he also said CBS should be forced off the air, the license should be revoked, 60 Minutes should be kicked off the air.
I mean, it's
election
all
interference.
fun and games.
This is
until
crazy
it's
stuff.
That's crazy stuff. See, guys, it's crazy to hold a newspaper accountable for doctoring footage to help one candidate over another.
Spoken out about the unethical editing. I've spoken out about the unethical editing of the Kamala Harris interview by 60 Minutes.
Terrible.
But you go a step further and you say CBS should lose its license. Why?
Sure. Well, I've never seen anything like it. She gave a horrible, incompetent answer on a news program. It's not an entertainment program. They call it news. They say it's a #1 news program. And so she gives an answer that shows that she's dumb or incompetent or something wrong with her. It's so bad that the people at CBS say, we're not going to do a little editing, like the word "the," make it there, something. You understand? They take the whole ridiculous answer out, and it was a long answer, and replace it with a much shorter answer that she did having to do with a totally different subject, which also didn't make sense, but it wasn't as incompetent.
The head of the
They don't do
FCC,
that with me.
But the head
So, I don't know if you saw this or not.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
We're talking about elections. We're talking about people trying to decide who's going to be the leader of the country, who's going to be that figurehead, who's going to be the president of the United States. And CBS, one of the most prestigious news entities in the country, doctors' interviews to benefit one candidate over another. What else you gotta hear to know that you should never watch this garbage? Now, I'll watch it to cover it. But you can never trust them. See what I'm saying? They don't even feel like you should hold them accountable. They didn't even do it. And they are defending it. They're saying he's demented for calling out CBS for doctoring an interview. Now, Kamala, if she had any ethics, if she had any integrity, she'd be like, why'd you doctor that for us? Because she wouldn't want to look like a cheater. Why would she want to look like a cheater? She doesn't want to look like a cheater, does she? She doesn't want to look like a cheater, but she doesn't care. Because she knows her people don't care about the truth. They just want to be Orange Man bad. That's sad, Johnson. That is pathetic. Look at them. Look at this. This is what buttermilk biscuits and free ice cream looks like. Free ice cream and free buttermilk biscuits from the house. Abby, you're getting buttermilk biscuits with this one. If you defend CBS, Abby, it's buttermilk biscuits on you too.
Not until it's not. I mean, what you're talking about, he could try to do. We know that he has a history of trying to punish media companies for.
No, that's straight to the substance. What they do, Abby, what did they do? Did they doctor an interview with a presidential candidate? Yes or no? That's important. Why is that not important?
Doing journalism that he does not like.
But we look at it and
That's it, Jan. That's it, Jan. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor, man. Go get Abby Phillips' black card immediately. Take it from her. Take it from her. She ain't gotta take it out of her hand. If I don't have her black card on my damn table by 6 in the morning, your ass is fired too. Oh, and stop by Brian Stelz's house and smack him on his bald head.
But didn't Obama spy on a journalist?
But Ryan, Ryan, it's in all caps, and it seems
Obama
funny,
spy on a
it seems
journalist?
wild, so people sometimes dismiss it, even though it's very serious.
But Brian, didn't Obama spy
No
on a
administration is perfect. But
What?
Did you hear that? See, this is the thing about Brian Stelter. See what I'm saying? He's a piece of crap. He just denied, he just said, whoever this guy is, I forget his name. But he said, didn't Obama spy on journalists? And we know that to be true through his Justice Department. And Brian Stelter said no administration is perfect. See, Brian Stelter is a garbage scumbag. That's why they rehired him, because they like scumbags.
No, I do not believe that Donald Trump did what Barack Obama did
the Trump administration put Reality Winner behind bars for leaking to The Intercept. Every administration is guilty of some of this.
Okay.
But the Trump
That's not the same thing. But
Donald Trump has threatened every major media company in the United States,
who did he
including
spy on?
Fox.
Wait, but Ryan, okay, all right, let's call it what you say. I think Brian's point is Trump is saying he wants to take an entire news organization off the air because he doesn't like an interview that they...
No, that doesn't like. That's it, damn it. Yeah. Yeah, it's me. Who else will be calling and yelling like this? Abby Phillip. Yep. Take his shit too. I'll take her shit too. Yes. I don't care if she's from D.C. Tell her, and she wanted back. Her and her husband need to meet me at the big chair. Probably didn't even know where the big chair is. Frederick Douglass House.
Conducted.
He doesn't like the editing.
Can't you just, like, in the real world, acknowledge that's bad?
I would say that Donald Trump should get a diary instead of Truth Social. That's my opinion. That is.
There we are. Now
Sometimes
we're
you do need a
laughing.
diary.
I just have to point out, you didn't answer my question.
No, because I don't think it's a serious thing. It's what we talked about last time: literal versus figurative. I don't think anyone really thinks he's going to take CBS off the air.
But what about the racist
That doesn't mean he's not going to try.
How is he going to try? How is he going to? Is he going to have?
By appointing an FCC chair who will do it. But what about the racist attacks? That's where we started. What about the racism? What about the racism today about Springfield, Ohio, saying they're eating other unspecified animals?
Is it?
Why is it? Was it racist when we say that Chinese people, Asian people eat cooked dogs or something? I mean, what the hell, man? Are we still talking about that and we're still blaming racism? Really? Man, people be eating crazy food. I don't see it as racist. I just don't. You know, in some parts of the world, people eat different types of food. It's what they do. Now, you want to get your butt twist, Brian Stelter. I mean, I think it's racist what Obama, what half-white Obama did when he wagged his damn finger at me about Kamala Harris. I thought that was racist. I thought it was racist that you're singling out black men about their voting habits. Well, you could be singling out punchy little white guys with badly receding hairlines that need to let go. Case in point. Let it go. But you a hack, Seltzer. So look, the Democrats do this all the time. Everything is racism, racism, racism. See, the problem I have, guys, is not that I don't believe that there's racism. Of course, I know there's racism. I've met him. He's a mean son of it's a mean ass. I don't like racism. I met the guy. But here's the thing. He's not everybody. And if you always call everything racism, when some real racism shows up, your ass don't know what to do. I think a lot of what's happened on the Democratic Party side is racism. They use our race against us in order to get what they want. They use a version of racism every time, every election. So like when Hillary Clinton was dragging around behind her black moms who lost black children to cop violence. Remember that? I thought that was racist. Because she didn't have any white women that had white kids or white moms who had lost white kids. And there has to be at least one. But she had instead 5 black moms all crying about their kids. There were no Asian moms who lost sons or daughters. I think there were. But see, the Democratic Party manipulates it. See, I happen to know the stats. I happen to know there are white people that get killed by cops too. Yeah. Actually, more. We're just per capita more because there's less of us. So I found it racist that Hillary Clinton used black woman as backdrop to her campaign. I mean, she still lost, but still. But anyway, that's just one example. One example. So why would she only take black women on the campaign trail? Was it to help black women or was it to help herself? See, I think it was to help herself, to put forth a certain type of image, to get votes. And remember where it started this, Bomani, with you saying race don't matter, that there's no currency in blackness, that it makes no sense for Kamala to claim black. Bullshit. My brother. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. TBS doctored the clip, and they should be held accountable for it. Should they lose their license? I don't know. Probably not. But somebody needs to lose something.